So, yeah, hi again, guys. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still on YouTube. I'm really asleep, but I'm on YouTube, right? Because I keep seeing vids that are making me laugh, right? I should make this one bigger. So, yeah, this dude, right, Kevin Samuels, I think they even made a what's it called, compilation of his most savage moments or something like that. I gotta do a reaction to that one. Oh yeah, I'm sleepy, but I'm doing videos too. Oh, itchy scratchy. So yeah, right, he told this lady that she the size of a fullback. Dude ain't got no manners. So I want to see what else he got to say. For y'all going on this show, right? On this dude show. Women calling in, being on his Zoom call. When y'all hear this man say, so how tall are you? Or what's your dress size? Just go on hang up. Go on hang up. Because he about to hurt your feelings after that. Everything after that. He gonna be savage mode. Don't do it. Don't let him, what she kind of say, don't let him tear you down like that. I mean, we already know the obvious. We already know our size and whatever, what our situation is. Most of the stuff he says we already know, right? It's just coming to terms with that not being what society or the average, I guess, high value man would find attractive. And I don't even know if I want to say attractive, because some men might, I don't know, it depends on the person, but I get what he's saying by, if a person, an individual, because it can go for women too, like, if women work hard at achieving their goals, they're not gonna want somebody just come being average or something. So I get what he's saying about the man's perspective that, even the Bible said they were supposed to date someone that's equally yoked or married, equally yoked or whatever. So, my opinion on this is that he's right, because, same thing I was saying about people are more tuned into being nice, popularity, so much that they oftentimes don't tell the truth, aren't honest. And that's what he's saying. You don't want to hear the truth. Like, you women been caught up for so long that when someone's being honest with us, we think we're being attacked. Or even if you don't think you're being attacked, you're triggered, because most of us are gonna get defensive or offended and come back with I don't want to say a roast, but we're gonna come back with something, to the contrary, or something to smooth that over. But you know what I think? I think that it's an honest conversation. Even though it might be stuff that we know, we can look in the mirror and be honest with ourselves and find out. Men and women, because nobody's perfect. But when you're called out on it by someone, yeah, But like I said, when he asks you for your dress size, or he say, "Oh, how tall are you? How tall are you?" Don't fall for the okie doke. Just say, never mind, hang up. Because I seen him hang up on one lady. I think right after she said her weight, he was just like, bye, because why is you even at my show? But like I said, I think she was dark. But some of these lights, I peep game, I see some of the lighter skinned women that are overweight, because I think he said this lady is double her weight, the fullback. He's more tolerant of the light skins. So yeah, but either way, it's all something that we all can take from the lashing, I guess we would call it. But yeah, let me take a listen.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 24. I honestly haven't been keeping up. I was off of the app when you notified me, but I know what the topic is.
So why should the top guys care what the bottom women think?
I honestly feel like they shouldn't.
Okay.
Now, he's saying why should the top men care what the bottom women think? Just like all women shouldn't care what he think, but I believe that, like the saying, you can learn a lot from a dummy. Nobody's perfect. We all can learn something from one another, even if it's how to deal with the issues that he's talking about, like regular life. Now, some people ain't gonna want to do that until circumstances force them to, which they don't even have to deal with them. Because I hear somehow that I used to follow Chanel Cooper Sykes, and I guess she was is a high value woman. I think she did end up marrying some preacher or pastor that was a millionaire. But she used to say that too. I'm not going to deal with or care about no Ray and Pookie. I'm not going to be in the environment of low value people. But I think it's wise, and you know how to make wise decisions, because even in business, people will notice that money don't care, or business side of it. Because you see some of the low-value people, the high-value people outside of sport. Well, sports too. Low-value people are the ones that go to sports events and basically waste their money on things like that. So economics would be one reason why you would want to care what. I mean, if you want to be smart about it, you kind of do want to care what someone beneath you, I guess what he's trying to say, would think. Now, far as sexual in a sexual way, or outside of business, I guess for capitalization purposes or something, I don't know. I guess they wouldn't care, because it's like me, I've never been overweight. So I don't really care about the weight thing. It's not my concern. But here I am on this video because I want to understand the logic and reasoning behind it. I'm quite sure it's some wisdom that I can take, and I have learned a lot from it. Looking at videos of him going to women overweight, or the one when he said that to Shakana. It was a awakening moment when she said, You ain't finna put me down and say I'm a -3. A part of me felt I'm in that category too, like, oh, okay, somebody's standing up and saying, oh, you like, but you kind of feel where she coming from being put down. Even if it was only referring to our complexion, okay? So that's why I feel like you would care what someone beneath you, I guess. He should care. Not care, but he should consider it to better deal with everybody. Unless you're isolating, you got enough money to isolate yourself and you don't care. You got your person and y'all are married, you really don't care. God forbid you have kids, and it's kind of like, I bet if you ask Snoop Dogg that same question, or gave his perspective to somebody like Snoop Dogg, he would have a slightly or he should. But I feel like even Snoop Dogg, he don't have a lot of open sympathy for his own daughter by some of the things she said, because he's a high value or high earning person on his net worth high, but he has a baby. Well, she's an adult, but she has issues where she's thought about suicide and being picked on and all this. You want to know how to deal with that. So that's why I say I would care, to figure out how to deal with my children, grandchildren, what advice to tell them, because once you get a certain age, it ain't just about, oh, I got my person and we nutting on each other and this is the end of our story. No, it's about how can you deal with others, what knowledge can you pass down, how can we help somebody else, and how can we understand everybody to make things better, like bullying and all that, because I'm quite sure Snoop Dogg ain't really got no issue. He just pay off women that have and probably don't have issue. I don't know, they say wealthy people do commit suicide the most, some fly shit like that though. But I think his daughter, Corey, I think her name is, quite often. And I don't think he's handling that well. So that would answer, or that would help me to answer my question, why high value men should care what someone or women beneath them, whatever, because Corey was saying that Snoop Dogg had to drive around a Toyota Corolla and this and that. And I'm like, he probably say that much for Celine now. But yeah, so yeah, you should care. But back to the video.
Because we all get like the same 24 hours. We all know what we want at the end of the day. Why should I lower my standards and my thinking for someone who doesn't put in the effort and energy that I put in? So I honestly think that they shouldn't care what the average female thinks. But I mean, I've been watching you and I'm kind of confused. Like, you speak on like bigger women and stuff like that, and I'm a bigger woman. Like, I definitely have curves and stuff like that, and I know that it's important to be healthy, but why should me being big stop a high value man from wanting me? Like,
Because they don't want you.
Okay.
Then you just said it. Why should somebody who's up here, who's put in the work, care about what somebody who's down there ain't put in the same kind of work?
True.
Hold on. I'll let you speak. Unadulterated. A man puts his work in outside and competing in the world, making himself high value. A woman puts her work in the gym and in the mirror.
A tarot reader said the same thing. I forget whose reading it was. It may have been Aquarius, but she was saying too, why should a man feel obligated to his baby mama after she had the baby, like after she and gained a lot of weight? After she had a baby, plus gain a lot of weight, not just gain, still be attracted to her if she gained a lot of weight. I saw where she was coming from, and I agree with her. Like, we shouldn't force anybody to stick around and accept us after we've changed or altered who we were when they met us. Like if I met you and I had long hair, and then we 3-4 years in and I cut all my hair off and you don't like bald women, and you leave, like, what gives me that right to force you to stay with me or whatever. I just think it's so shallow, the weight thing. But I mean, if that ain't their preference, like everybody got their favorite, everybody prejudice here. Some people like blue over green, like everybody got their picks or whatever. So I really don't understand where she coming from. So what she want to date, like Michael Jordan or somebody? Let me further listen. I don't know what she trying
to look good for him, because that's what men value. Not only, but that's where it starts.
Looks.
So you asking why should that preclude you? Because where in the world do men who are already high value as the norm pick big women?
What if I was like on my weight loss?
Where in the world do men who are already high value pick big women?
You're right.
See, the fact of the matter is, you want an unfair deal. He's high value. He's up here. Your value's here, but yet you want him. But yet you just said it. Why should somebody who's up here care about what somebody who's down here think? But it's different when it comes specifically to you. Why?
I guess that's just the way my thought process is. But
well,
no,
I
want to understand though. Like I want to actually.
How tall are you?
How tall am I?
That's what I watch it for.
Like 5'7".
Dress size?
Like 240.
Okay, so man, hold on, don't. So you're about the size of a fullback. Okay, you weigh more. I mean, we don't even have fullbacks anymore. Mike Allstott will be proud. You weigh more than a man at your height, and as a matter of fact, you weigh twice as much as you should, and that is something that is 100% in your control.
Accountability, right?
So, a man can't control how tall he is, things like that, but he can't control how hard he works. What does that say to a man? That you are undisciplined. What does it say? You're lazy. That you're not willing to put in the work. And you're talking about wanting a man who's the top 10% of workers, the top 10% of the most disciplined men. Does that sound like a fair deal?
No, but what if I'm on my way to a better me?
So yeah, he's saying she should go somebody that's equally yoked, which is understandable and all. You can't argue with that, but I think some women can even the odds and be more or balance things out. If you're overweight, at least have other things going for yourself that'll add value to your family, community, in yourself. Like, damn, if you weigh that much, at least be able to cook. I thought all fat people can cook until I went to visit somebody, okay? I went to their house and I'm just like, I'm sure everything they cook be good. Because they're in their 30s. And they've been big all their life and everything. They got a mom, grandma, and so I'm just like, oh, and I remember the chicken their grandma used to cook back in the day used to be fat. Child, I went in the kitchen. Child, eat my chiller, my baby. My baby went to, my baby said, I don't want that. And later I asked my other son, I think he was 17. I said, my bad, y'all. I thought she could cook. Child. So at least have some other going for yourself that makes you stand out. You can't be all the way towed, or you just date somebody that's towed up too. I don't know. Y'all gonna have to tell me in the comments.
Like, what if I've taken accountability? Like, okay, yeah, I know I weigh a lot. I'm not gonna eat, out no more. I'm gonna make me a smoothie and eat some.
So you want him to? So you want him to date you on your potential?
When he can go out there and get somebody.
No, not only potential.
Well, you said, hold on, listen, man. You said I'm on my way.
Right.
That's potential. Potentially, you're going to be better.
Right.
That's dating you on your potential.
And he already that.
Then you go on over to Subway and date a man on his potential.
You're right. You're totally right.
See, y'all are all right with the double standards that benefit you guys. How about a better question? Why don't you get with a man who's on your level?
Well, I mean, I would say that I am seeing someone who's on my level. But here's the thing. He's super duper healthy. He has a nice body. I mean, a nice body. He's not fat. He works out. He eats clean. Mm-hmm. He motivates me. He inspires me to be better. And
does he make a lot of money?
He makes probably an average $40,000 a year.
So that means he's about.
I would say $100,000.
Is he black?
Yes.
That means he's about an average earner black male. So why don't you just stick there? Sound like you won.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
He's the average black man in this country makes $42,000 a year, roughly $21 an hour. If he makes $40,000, that's.
And another thing that he's saying that I'm learning, and I don't want to say struggling with. That sounds so negative, but it's not as easy as other aspects of the law of attraction. Is attracting what you want physically, like manifesting that. Not a person. I'm not trying to attract a person. It's just a whole way of being and feeling, okay? Because I know that's how you manifest quicker is through feeling. So I'm trying to be more aware of that and the actions that I'm taking. And it's so hard because it's like, oh, everything I'm doing is wrong, or has to be unlearned and relearn it the right way. And it's so hard. Well, not hard. It's not hard. I don't want to manifest that up and talk. That's why I say I gotta watch my words. See, even the thought or getting it out is difficult. So constantly reminding myself of who I'm trying to be after being one way for almost 40 years is so. I'm up for it though. So, yeah, she just gotta do the hard work. All women, even from Lizzo and everybody. And I think that's why some of us would rather go get surgery and makeup, just put a mask on it, just put a Band-Aid over it, whatever is not up to par with us to attract it. But no, sometimes not even that is good enough. Sometimes we have to really do the hard work, be the person to attract. And that's why I like Chanel Cooper Sykes too, because she teaches it like from scratch. Although she does do makeup, but she explains that she was a makeup artist. But far as health wise and the body wise, she really says that she really works out and everything, and she attracted her guy, and she even said that they even broke up and then it was like a magnetic thing, they got back together, but I don't think she has any kids. See, and I think that's one thing Kevin Samuel says that matters with that high value stuff is how many kids you got, what's your height, what's your weight, and all this fly jazz, right? So I'm 5 kids, and I've decided to revamp and redo everything. But after I raise my last 2 kids, I'm not gonna have any more, and just focus on attracting from a pure place, from a and doing it intentional, like, and from a divine place, like, I know it works because I've done it so many other times, like I said, but it was like small stuff, except for my nursing license. I did the work. I worked really hard at it, and I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I achieved the goal, but I want to set higher goals, and I know it's gonna take harder work, but I believe, like he always says, you can still attract what you want. Hopefully, guys don't think I'm too old. Oh, you're old and crusty now. And then who gonna want you? Like, what he be saying? Who gonna want you after 35? What's our lifespan? He done made up a whole nother lifespan. But I'm gonna try it. It's worth a try. I ain't got nothing but time.
$20 an hour.
Right.
Why isn't that? Why aren't you guys going out? Why don't you guys just get married and going down to life?
Well, I mean, we just started seeing each other. Things are kind of, still fresh.
But you came in asking about high value men, and that's not.
So you see, somebody, a person that's fit, that's closer to her criteria, is what he's saying, that ain't way up down the scale as a high value man. Somebody lower on the scale because of his pay raise to $40,000, right? Makes him closer to what she. My communication is another thing I'm working on. That's why I keep doing videos. But anyway, it's closer to her. Yeah, because I heard I think Warren Buffett said your communication raises your value. I think other people said it might have been stated somewhere, but I recently saw it. And was reminded of it when it was a statement. I think Warren Buffett, your communication makes you more, it increases your value. Not nothing to do with trade. I think increases your value, right? So dude already is closer to her level than a high value man or whatever she's calling the show about, and it's still not working out. It's still not working out. It's still, like she's saying, they still might have some problems, or it's still not connecting. You're still not making that connection or whatever. Yeah, it's time to look at yourself at that point. I mean, it's time to look at ourselves at that point. Like I said, even I'm doing it light, and I'm not overweight, but yeah, it's time to reevaluate your.
I just like watching your show. It's not really.
Well, what I'm saying is more people need to get with people that are like them.
Trying to change, so she's just watching the show.
And see, we don't tell men who are short and broke that they should get dime pieces, but we tell women who are unfit and average that they can get a high value man all the time. But it makes no sense because the men don't want that. And then when the man turns around and says, that's not what I want, we try to ask the man questions like, why not?
Yeah.
Well, then why don't bad chicks date broke short dudes?
Well, see, I've always thought, like, yeah, your looks is what's going to get.
Yeah, he's making a certain point. force ourselves or love on anyone. Either you're that what they're looking for or you're not. I mean, I'm just learning to move on with what. As long as you like you, just work on yourself, do the hard work, and become better.
Their attention, and that's what someone should like about you. But doesn't that fade away?
Do you have any brothers?
They don't care.
Change,
and they gonna go get somebody else.
You have any brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gonna fade away, and then they gonna go get somebody else. They don't care about that. Men are visual.
I have
creatures.
3 brothers.
Then you should understand that men are visual creatures, and even if what you're saying is true, then you should be the best right now. I don't want your faded 60-year-old looks today at 24. Give me a hot 24. I'll deal with the wrinkled 60 when it gets here. But when I got a busted 200 and 300 pound, it's only gonna get worse.
But yeah, I get
you get what I'm saying now. I'm not talking about you specifically, but I'm saying,
right.
It's what you're doing, ma'am. It's still a way of asking the men to settle.
Right.
Why? We keep asking, but why? Well, why? And what you're really saying, why don't you just settle for us? Why don't you just accept us for what we are? But you don't settle for men.
And it's really a setup, because who wants someone that settles? And then you'll be saying, why didn't you just push me to do more? Why didn't you just... I think we all want to do better. So why you want to force yourself on someone? It's quite immature, and we sometimes won't figure that out till later. Be the best version of yourself. And then I guess that's just the law of attraction too. So that person will like you. They don't like the best version of you.
Settle to an American woman is a dirty word.
He hurt her feelings. That's my.
Any other question? Look, I think this is a good back and forth. You stay respectful, and you just got to understand that it has to be fair.
Yeah.
And modern women, for the most part, are not asking for fair deals.
I think it just has to be visually attractive, long as you're skinny and light skinned, long as you're skinny and white. That's why a lot of skinny white women just be looking like they winning off rip. Whether they're skilled or smart, they can be the just emptiest person ever, long as they're visually attractive for high value men. End up divorcing.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Oh, so I guess that's the end of it. But yeah, I agree with him on, his perspective or whatever, and her too, but it's a learning lesson. We gotta stop forcing things that don't fit. Walk away, better yourself, and what fit will find you. Be prepared. The worst thing is a missed opportunity. We got to make up our minds. We're not missing no more opportunities. And get ourselves in check, because that's the only thing we can control. She can't control a guy not being attractive to her or not accepting her weight or whatever she's trying to say, her potential. Not accepting her potential. Just do the work. If it's that important to you, do the work. And the universe will serve you.